say welcome again to Samburu. Na mkuje msaidie kabisa. Asanteni na mbarikiwe.
The Samburu Potato Field Day saw a number of farmers from all over the county converging on Lekerios Farm. So far, farmers are more willing to venture into potato farming, following the ease of farming demonstrated through farm mechanization. They further anticipate increased incomes through potato value addition.
Potatoes are perishable. So if the farmers produce more, they sell, and they forget that they will miss food. So for them to be food secure, they have to prepare in different forms so that they can store for a longer period. When they make crisps, then they will store for a longer period. If they make the bajias, then that one will attract customers if they are selling, and also it will fetch more money than the normal potatoes when they sell at 50. A bajia of 1 kg can fetch a farmer 300 shillings. But 1 kg here is 50 bob. So it has added, when you add value, it adds the price.
Nimeamua sasa kulima viazi, nitakuwa mkulima wa viazi. Juu nimeona viazi ni kitu ya maana.
Mwaka huu tuko tayari kabisa kupanda viazi ambayo itaenda soko. Sasa sio masomo tena, tuko tayari sasa na mashamba. Hata kuna wengine tayari wamelima mashamba.
Previously, people were saying that potato cannot grow in Samburu, but of course now we have proved it. One plant can yield even 2 kgs to 3 kgs with good rainfall. As we speak now, we've got 5 acres of certified seed, which will be available to the farmers by next month. And now they will be able to buy certified seed and plant to their farms.
At the moment, the agro-pastoral community at Samburu consumes around 100 bags of potato daily, which are imported from Nyandarua. This translates to 3,650 metric tons annually.
Nategemea sana zaidi ya viazi, sababu tutapata kitu ya kukula, tutalipa nyumba, watoto wanasoma, na napata tu kitu yangu ya kusave kidogo. Tunapata maisha inaendelea. Lakini kama hatuna viazi, tunaona bado soko haijakamilika.
Tunashukuru sana, naambia tu wasituache hivyo, waendelee tu kutufunza na kutuonyesha mengi. Tumeona hata matarakta penye ilikuwa inalima, ilikuwa inakata mitaro, ilikuwa inapanda. Ni kama history kwetu, sisi hatujaiona kitu kama hiyo.
Forests are the foundation of life. They provide food, water, and climate stability. Yet, across Kenya, unsustainable farming practices have put immense pressure on these ecosystems. Smallholder farmers struggling with declining soil fertility and shrinking profits have turned to forests to meet their livelihood needs, cutting down trees for farmland, fuel, and timber. Without intervening, this cycle threatens food production, other sectors, and puts community livelihoods at risk. The Sustainable Agriculture Foundation, SAF-Africa, is implementing the Potato for Livelihood Project, PLP, under its Agri-Entrepreneurship Development Program in partnership with IDH to address critical socio-economic and environmental challenges in Nakuru and Kericho counties, aiming to restore and conserve the Southwest Mole Forest, targeting to reach 3,000 smallholder farmers and other 12,000 different value chain actors by December 2025.
South Africa has a number of portfolios which it implements as part of its strategy. Number one, we have what we are calling the climate risk and inclusive finance portfolio, which is all about using financial tools to de-risk farming. We have seed systems development, working with national research organizations and private sector to move high-performing seed varieties that have been developed from research to end up in the hands of the farmers, and the Agri-Entrepreneurship Development Program, which rolls out a model which attempts to bridge the gap in the extension services.
A strategy of this initiative is to provide farmers with alternative income sources through potato farming, ensuring that communities are less reliant on forests for livelihoods. The project further utilizes the Farmers Hub model as a driver to its success.
A Farmers Hub is a rural agri-entrepreneur who acts as a one-stop shop, able to provide last-mile services to the farmers so that they can be able to increase their production and also to be able to better their farming activities. Farmer Hub provides several key products, one of them being access to inputs. Secondly is access to mechanization. Third is access to financial services and insurance services. Fourth is access to aggregation and marketing. And finally is to provide extension services and access to advisory. One Farmer Hub is able to work with a number of farmers from 150 to 200 farmers.
The project offers training on sustainable potato production and encourages the adoption of water management technologies such as drip irrigation to help in boosting farm production.
For the PLP project, our main strength is actually on the trainers. That is, we recruited grassroots trainers that actually ensure that these farmers are trained on GAP, that is good agricultural practices, from the planting to the harvest of potatoes.
Beyond increasing yields, the project integrates agroforestry as a climate-smart intervention.
Good morning once again.
Farmers are encouraged.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to notify you that we are officially going to start our program in the next 5 minutes. So we're looking forward to a fantastic morning together. For the ones who've been able to fill in the few gaps that we had on these front seats, we want to appreciate you. Thank you very much. Still, there's an open table that is here. You are most welcome to come and join us on this particular table, and also the one at the very front. We've just reserved this table that is right here in the middle. All right, so we want to call the room to order. We are kindly requesting if our delegates, we can be able to have our seats, then we can be able to start off our program. Thank you very much.
Pocket. We want farmers to be food secure, and we want farmers to be able to improve their land.
For the smallholder farmers, this transformation is more than just agricultural. It's life-changing. Sustainable practices mean higher yields, financial stability, and a future that smallholders, communities, and nature thrive together.
Nilipopewa hii mpya nikaanza vizuri. Nimepanda, nimetoa, nikaona mabadiliko kubwa. Sasa hii mpya nimeshapewa kama hii kwa shamba, niliona iko mzuri. Hata nikapata nguvu ya kufanya kazi. Juu mazao mimi naona sasa inakuja, ananipatia nguvu. Juu ni vitu ya maana mzuri. Na mimi naona hii viazi itanisaidia, itasukuma maisha yangu mzuri, na nitafaidika.
Tangu tuanze hii mradi, tumefaidika sana. Mradi ya potatoes, nilipopata mafunzo, niliona ni vizuri. Sababu hata vile ninalima kwa kupenda.
Tulipojiunga na hii miradi ya viazi ya SAF, tumeona mabadiliko. Hapo mbeleni viazi ilikuwa inatukula. Badala sisi kukula viazi ilikuwa inatukula. lakini wakati SAF ilikuja wakatufunza, tumeona mapato.
Through that project, I've been able to get training as a potato seed producer. So through that project, I also acquired an irrigation kit and apical cuttings, 3,000 apical cuttings, which are, at the farm right now. And we are certifying those apical cuttings in which we'll scale in the next 4 or 5 seasons. And we can be able now to sell certified seeds to farmers. So this project has really, really been beneficial to me, and not only me, but the farmers in my hub, because now they won't struggle to access certified seeds.
The journey towards sustainable agriculture and environmental conservation is one that requires collective action. By empowering farmers with knowledge, resources, and market access, the Potato for Livelihood project is ensuring that potato farming is not only a business, but a driver of forest conservation and prosperity.
To sustainably feed Africa, several interventions need to be put in place. Some of these interventions include providing smallholder farmers with tools, such as quality inputs, and making agriculture more inclusive, ensuring that all groups are involved, from policy making to food production. Because women and youth form a large percentage of population globally, the Nutrition in City Ecosystems project has recognized this fact and considered it as an integral pillar in its operations.
One of the things that we are quite proud of is our inclusion of women and youth.
This is Amkeni Musoma Women's Group in Busia County in Kenya, supported in the African leafy vegetables value chain. The group, which started as a merry-go-round, now boasts of improved livelihoods through this farming.
Siku za njaa, mahindi gorogoro inauzwa shilingi 200. Lakini kama umepanda hii viazi kwa wingi, watoto watafaidika sana, jamii itakuwa na chakula kwa wingi. Juu mtoto akipata tu viazi, akikula viazi 2 na kikombe ya chai, atakuwa sawa. Madini amepata hapo ndani, atakuwa na afya mzuri kushinda na vile tulikuwa tunakula.
Sina la kusema ati na kilio chochote. Na tu niko free na tena niko tu sawa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call our room to order. We want to request our delegates if they can be able to have their seats so that we can be able to start our program officially. Thank you very much. All right. The Agriculture Secretary at the State Department for Agriculture under the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development in Kenya, Mr. Colin Marangu, former Agriculture Secretary and Principal Secretary in the Kenya Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Wilson Songa, Executive Director of the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa, Lucy Kiyoko, our Board of Directors at SAF-Africa, and also would like to acknowledge the presence of the Executive Director for the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation International Association, Mr. Simon Winter, friends, delegates, partners, and visionaries. Good morning. I would like to request if we can all be upstanding for the Kenya National Anthem and the East Africa Anthem.
O God of all creation, blessed is the Lord our nation. Justice the shield and defender. May we live in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. Mungu twaomba uilinde Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. We may have our seats. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, partners, and visionaries of Africa's agricultural future, good morning once again. All right, fantastic. Today we to celebrate a name, but to ignite a movement of transformation that is rooted in decades of unwavering commitment to African farmers, communities, and also ecosystems. I would like to officially welcome you to the historic rebrand and launch of the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa, a beacon of innovation, resilience, and also collective action in the quest of sustainability and also that reaches beyond our continent. Delegates that are here and also for the ones who are watching us online, we are glad to have you. And I'd like to ask you, imagine a future where every farmer has access to the tools that turn the barren lands into fertile fields, where solar-powered irrigation systems revolutionize the productivity, and also where women-led cooperatives continue to redefine economic empowerment. This vision is the one that South Africa brings to life through the partnerships that are spanning Kenya, across even to India and beyond. Today, as we unveil this new chapter, let us remember that agriculture is not just about food, it's about dignity, it's about opportunity, but most importantly, it's about the legacy. Together, we are not merely launching a foundation, but we are catalyzing a continent-wide renaissance. So we shall raise up our voices in unity as we welcome a new dawn where tradition meets innovation, challenges spark solution, and Africa's green revolution begins anew. If you'd be so kind, just turn to the person seated next to you, give them a warm, firm handshake, and tell them, welcome to the South Africa launch. For the ones on our online viewers, we would like to hear your comments. You can be able to put your comments on our handle, and then we can be able to proceed from there. At this point in time, I'd like to give you a bit of housekeeping. Our Wi-Fi is open. The Wi-Fi handle is PrideInn Westlands, and we've made sure that we've been able to give you the passwords on our walls, which is Westlands with a capital W 2025. And even as we log into the Wi-Fi, I would like to kindly request if you can take out your phone. Take out your phone. Take out your phone. I want you to do one kind thing. Take a selfie. Take a selfie of yourself, of the room, of the hall, of the person that you're seated next to. And we can be able to push it to the social media handles. You can put it on X. You can put it on LinkedIn. And fantastic, I can see that we are able to push close to 100 selfies and tweets at the same time. Our hashtag is SAF-A launch. The other hashtag is new entity. And also the other hashtag that we're going to be using is local catalyst. Local catalyst. Let me give you just 10 seconds for us to be able to make sure that we can be able to give the online community and tell them that we are here and we're going to have a fantastic launch together. As guided, the laboratory is right outside the hall towards my extreme right. And also want to notify you for our delegates that are here, our media team will be taking photos as we proceed with the program. So we also want to give you that particular notification. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to make sure that I can be able to acknowledge our board of directors. Would like to acknowledge our board chair at South Africa, Mandla Nkomo, who is in absentia. And also we have the very presence of our member of the board of directors, Anne Mbabu, who is right here with us. Let's appreciate her with a warm round of applause. We also have our executive director at the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa, Lucy Kioko. Let's appreciate her with a warm round of applause.
The hottest.
Thank you for your leadership. And as I have mentioned that our board chair is in absentia, but our next speaker is going to be reading a speech on behalf of our board chair. Our first speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is a master of solution-based strategies where she's been able to transform challenges into opportunities, empowering women and also strengthening the grain trade and embedding analytics in every decisions. Today, she continues to shape the future as a sought-after agri-business consultant, proving that true expertise only grows sharper with time. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a titan of African agribusiness, a leader, a mentor, a strategist, Anne Mbabu, member of the board of directors at SAF-A. Let's welcome her with a warm round of applause as she comes on stage. Glad and honored to have you here. And as we say in Swahili, karibu sana.
Can you hear me? Okay. I am going to deliver the address from Madra. For those who know Madra, he's an orator, so I hope to do justice to his address. Dear colleagues, it gives me the greatest pleasure to have all of you in the room as we take this momentous step as an organization. From our roots as the Syngenta Foundation for Sustainable Agriculture to the transition over the last few months to become SAF-A, we have maintained a commitment to this continent, its people, and have been guided by a clear vision of a continent where smallholders and their communities, they belong to thrive together with nature. Such a vision requires unique partnerships and instruments. All of you in the room today represent an element of that partnership matrix that will deliver on the vision and mission of scaling up collective action on markets and innovations so that farming can better serve smallholder families, rural communities, and nature. As a team, we maintain our commitment to always lead, learn, and innovate in the areas of seed systems for good genetic material that is fit for purpose and empowers smallholders is foundational. We will harness the power of techniques, technologies, and practices that help farmers to mitigate the impact of climate change and give them adaptation options, thereby improving their resilience. Our work will continue to strengthen agripreneurship that has the provision of inputs and outputs to farmers that are fit for purpose, located within farming communities, but connected to global realities. Our models in this regard will continue to be refined for context and hyperlocality. Agriculture all over the world, and in Africa particularly, is facing a never-changing and complex risk matrix. Our insurance and risk mitigation work that has spawned effective instruments like the work of ECA Africa are game changers. However, as the agricultural context and the environment changes, so should our response. We continue to seek your partnership to mount an effective response. Finally, we have an opportunity to lean in more on building an effective incentive mechanism for climate action and practices at farm level through our work on carbon credits. The gaps that continue to slow the growth of this sector and limit the flow of benefits to farmers need our urgent response. Building more credible measuring, reporting, and verification MRV system, transparent markets for carbon trading will help deliver value at farmer level. where the actual transformative activities take place. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we live in interesting times. Global development will never be the same again. The times indeed are changing. As South Africa, we choose neither to look to the left or the right, but keep our focus on the farmer, the most transformational player in the ecosystem. Partner with us to build farmer-centric solutions in this fast-changing environment. I thank you. I can only echo Madla's call to action. We all rallied together to deliver transformational livelihoods change to the smallholder farmers. We have a great team at South Africa, and I believe together we can make it. Thank you so much for coming and for being part of this journey. Asanteni sana.
For the ones who never believed that I'm a gentleman, now you know. Please let's appreciate our member of the board of directors, Anne Mbabu, with a warm round of applause. And also thank you for reading out our board chair's speech, Mr. Mandla Nkomo, who is in absentia. We appreciate your leadership. I have a question before we get to the next part of the program. Let me see by a show of hands, how many of us here, and this is an interesting question, would love to go on a cruise out in the sea for 1 week, enjoy the ocean, the clear skies, the fresh breath air, and also just to have some nice music, no Wi-Fi, phones are off. Let me see by a show of hands, how many would love that? We are just getting into the middle of the year, and I can see how many of us need a holiday. Now, the fantastic thing about getting on a cruise is that you get out in the sea, enjoy the fresh air, the cool breeze, you're relaxing, maybe you have some nice fruits, your favorite drink is right there, and as you continue and enjoy the cruise. There's one person in that particular cruise who is always making sure that they can take stock of how far we've been able to go out in sea. And that is the leadership. Our board directors, Simon Winter, Lucy Kioko, Dr. Wilson Songa, Mr. Colin Marangu. They are the people who are taking the responsibility over the years to make sure that they can take stock of how far we have come as we enjoy the cruise. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to draw your attention to the screens so that we can be able to appreciate the journey, the cruise that we have been on from Syngenta Foundation to now Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa.
In Africa, agriculture feeds nations, sustains communities, and empowers millions. Yet, across the continent, lots of challenges still continue to test the resilience of smallholder farmers.
Some of the challenges that we see is one, underinvestment in the agricultural sector, whether it is financial services that farmers need to improve their farming, whether it is research, whether it is infrastructure. The second thing we see is now the poor return on investment because of underinvestment.
The Sustainable Agriculture Foundation, SAF-Africa, a non-profit legacy organization of the Syngenta Foundation for Sustainable Agriculture East Africa, was established in September 1st, 2024, in order to continue transforming lives of smallholder farmers across Africa by helping them overcome their challenges.
SAF-A has a mandate in Africa where we are working to advance smallholder food and market systems to support farmers to access the tools that they need for their farming, to address income challenges, and to address the bottlenecks in smallholder agricultural value chains.
South Africa envisions a world where smallholder farmers, communities, and nature thrive together. Its mission is to scale up collective action on markets and innovations, ensuring that farming better serves smallholder families, rural communities, and the environment. Through South Africa's last-mile delivery model, essential agricultural services are reaching farmers directly. The Lab to Land initiative ensures that the latest research innovations reach the hands of those who need them most.
We operate a complementary model starting with agri-entrepreneurship development, which is a first or last mile delivery, ensuring that skills and inputs, we have a delivery channel for accessing farmers. The second innovation, climate resilience and inclusive financial solutions, making sure that farmers are de-risked and also have access to financial solutions. Seed system development, which is the last part of the Trinity, is ensuring that farmers have access to the right seed varieties that are adaptable, climate resilient, and nutrient dense.
As a catalytic entity, South Africa is commercializing innovative solutions like weather index insurance, farm traceability systems, and seed technologies, ensuring sustainability and market access for farmers.
What makes SAF different is that we don't want to leave farmers or smallholder ecosystem after the project without a way that sustains the innovations. We have commercialized Acre Africa and is out here in the market helping farmers to access insurance to de-risk their farming. Secondly, we did Farm Force, which is a traceability information system. It is now a commercial product and farmers can access it. Thirdly, we are now busy incubating and developing Seeds to Be Africa Limited, which will continue to move early generation seed from research, private sector into the market, and this will be done as a service. We've also embarked on establishing another social enterprise called the Global Agri-Entrepreneurship Academy across Africa and Asia that will continue to advance the last mile entrepreneurship or approach to service delivery.
Partnerships and organizational team spirit is at the heart of South Africa's work. Through collaboration with governments, non-governmental organizations, and the private sector, South Africa is scaling technologies and innovations to empower communities. Being granted an opportunity to further the legacy and impacts of Syngenta Foundation was a game changer for smallholder farmers. In 2023, the Syngenta Foundation for Sustainable Agriculture, now South Africa, made significant strides in transforming agriculture across Africa. Some of the key achievements included $41.3 million in value of supported products and services, 1,100 supported enterprises, 1.5 million smallholders reached, and 500,000 jobs created. Looking ahead to 2030 and with a focus on innovation, inclusivity, and impact, South Africa projects to achieve the following remarkable milestones. Projecting $50 million in value of supported products and services, supporting 1,000 enterprises, reaching 300,000 women and 228,000 youth, creating another 500,000 jobs, reaching 1.5 million smallholders, and producing 54 knowledge outputs from research publications to farmer-friendly videos. These numbers reflect South Africa's dedication to improving farmer incomes, food security, and climate resilience.
It was exhilarating to be granted permission to build a local entity. After we were allowed, you should have seen the tears, the high fives. It would have been a pity to lose the 40-year legacy of Syngenta Foundation.
We are not starting a new organization. We are continuing a legacy that we had already started very many years ago. And we are looking at how we can build our roots within the African community and also in the development space.
I'm hoping this transition, and no matter what we have gone through or what will come up in the near future, the same way we have stuck together and the same way we were able to transition from previously Syngenta Foundation to now South Africa, we are able to continue impacting our stakeholders in the same way we previously were doing, and even in a better way.
Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa is not just an organization, it is a legacy of change. Together with our partners, we are redefining the future of farming in Africa, one farmer at a time.
I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has taken their time to be present during this very, very exciting and momentous occasion as we unveil Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa. And I welcome you all to be part of our vision, where we see a world in which smallholders, their communities and nature thrive together. I am very optimistic. I see nothing but growth and a very, very bright future for this organization. It is an opportunity for stakeholders to really engage with a local organization that understands smallholder farmers in Africa.
As our valuable partners, we invite you to join us in this transformative journey. By co-designing, funding, and implementing flagship programs, we will collectively benefit smallholder farmers across Africa. Together, let us create a world where smallholders, communities, and nature thrive.
A 40-year legacy, the legacy continues, the transition is here, and the most important thing about a legacy is that it actually outlives you and it's able to impact many. Please, let's put our hands together for South Africa with a warm round of applause, the fantastic work that has been going on and also the legacy that is here. Ladies and gentlemen, today is our celebration, and in line on that, I would like to kindly request if you can all rise to our feet. Just all rise to our feet. All right, fantastic. So the one thing that I want us to do, because we are taking this round Africa, just put up your hands like this. Wiggle your fingers, all right? Then push it up. They said, one farmer at a time. We're reaching as many as possible. Stretch your left hand forward. Stretch your right. Take it to the shoulder. Take it to the shoulder, to the waist, one farmer at a time, and turn to your right. Now we're all facing this side. Okay? Stretch your left, your right, to the shoulder, one by one, to the waist, another right turn, and now we are facing the media team. It's all about a right turn. Stretch your left, your right, to the shoulder, to the waist, and another right turn, and finally stretch your left, your right, to the shoulder, to the waist, another right turn, all right? And at South Africa, we usually say that this is actually best done with music. Our online viewers can also be able to join wherever they are. DJ, give us that song. Put your hands up there. DJ can give us more volume. Lucy has paid for the room, all right? Wiggle your fingers there. And 3, 2, 1, pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up. From Kenya, Indonesia, Bangladesh, everywhere around the world. All right, let's go straight to the left, the right, to the shoulder, the waist, and turn to your right, the left, the right, the shoulder to the waist, and turn to Kisonga to the left, the right, the shoulder to the waist, and turn Ikonini to the left, the right, the shoulder to the waist, and turn one more time to the left, the right, the shoulder to the waist, and turn to your right. Let's go. The left, the right, the shoulder to the waist, and turn to your right. Trend at the left, the right, the shoulder to the waist, and turn Ikonini to the left, the right, the shoulder to the waist, and turn. Hold it there. Point your shoe to the sky. 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 Point your shoe to the sky. Your shoe to the sky. Your shoe to the sky. Point your shoe to the sky. Thank you very much, DJ. Give a high five to the person standing next to you and tell them, I am a better dancer than you. The last part of that dance was for the boomers in the room, the ones who appreciate soul and are fans of Elvis Presley. We had to put that in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to now go to the next part of the program and invite our next speaker. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is a strategist at heart who's able to transcend the borders, where she's optimizing the value chains, mentoring agri-entrepreneurs, and also collaborating with stakeholders to scale climate-smart practices. Under her leadership, SAF-Africa has become a beacon of sustainability, equity, and innovation, proving that African farmers are not just the backbone of our continent, but also the architects of its future. It is my honor to introduce a leader whose work bridges the gap between soil and market potential and prosperity. Please help me welcome the Executive Director of the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation, Lucy Kioko, as she comes on stage. Makofi tafadhali. Welcome, Lucy. We are glad and honored to have you.
Okay, I almost did not recognize the person who was being introduced, but happy to be here. And our chief guest, Mr. Marangu from the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, State Department of Agriculture. Our other chief guest, Dr. Simon Winter, former Executive Director of the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation. And I want also to recognize our board member, Ann Babu, Dr. Wilson Songa, our farmer representatives who are here, our donors, partners, implementing partners, well-wishers, and of course my team from SAF-A. It is such an honor to finally get here. It has been a year, more than a year, actually 18 or so months of transition, starting with the last quarter of 2023, when we began to hear rumblings of changes coming to the foundation. And then on March 18th, 2024, it was announced that the foundation was going to be wound up and closed down by the end of that year. And you can imagine the feelings and the sentiments around the room. Then on to June 27th, when we went to the Dragon's den and pitched our hearts out to remain in operation. It would have been such a pity to hand back unfinished projects to donors and partners who had believed in us. So We were then allowed. That was one transition. Then on 1st September, we begin the journey to rebrand and to set up a completely new organization away from Syngenta Foundation. And then another transition comes in. As we closed the year in 2023-24, we were in high spirits. We had just signed on new projects and programs. And then on the 23rd, on a Sunday, I received an email which literally pulled the rug from underneath us, that USAID was now changing its strategy and posing programs, and we didn't know what was going to happen. But we have been resilient, and that is why we are here today. We have been able to rebrand, to re-strategize. Lots of things have happened. Some team members left, others joined, and we are going strong as a family. I would like to reflect on our name. And if you've heard this before, please pretend that it is funny. And if it is not, please just laugh. Our name is Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa. We call it SAF-Africa. And then it begins to sound like South Africa. Then we have tried SAF-A. And then we think, man, it sounds like we are suffering. But we are not. But the one that cracks me up is our legal name. You see, we are registered at Registrar of Companies as SAF-A Foundation Africa, simply because the Registrar of Companies said there are too many organizations with the word sustainable in them. And he told us he was going to lose it if he got one more sustainable. So he said no. Actually, he didn't say that. He just politely told us, go and rethink your name. And that's why we are Sustainable Agriculture, or we chose the name SAS-AG Foundation. Some people pronounce it as SUS-AG Foundation. But the one that takes the cup for me is from one of our service providers. And if you're here, please wear your best poker face so that we don't know it is you. So as we were signing a policy document with them, the way they spelled our name was South-AG Foundation Africa. And all you needed to do was just add an E at the end, and it becomes sausage. So that makes me think perhaps we needed to put a little more thinking into our name. But at the speed at which we were moving during the transition and the pressure that we were under, it was difficult to think straight most of the times. And therefore, we cannot afford to rename, rebrand, and relaunch. So I have a few suggestions for you. Number one, please listen carefully so that you don't hear South Africa. Number two, enunciate it properly so that people don't hear South Africa. And then remember, SAS-AG is actually sustainable. It's from sustainable. We do not say sustainable agriculture. We say sustainable. So it is, SAS-AG is sustainable agriculture. And desist and gather courage not to think about suffering sausages when you hear about our legal name. But it is I'm so glad to see all of you. And even though our name is confusing, I think our mission is very, very clear. Our mission is not confusing. It's about scaling up collective action. Collective action of the things that we have gathered over the last 40 years, and to ensure that smallholders' food and market systems are sustainable and resilient, and that our vision, where smallholders, their communities, and nature thrive together, becomes a reality. And I want to welcome all of you to partner with us. I just want to emphasize ways in which you can partner with us. We are a local, global South organization that understands the local context in Africa, the smallholder farmer context in Africa. And you're welcome to co-design projects with us. You can also be co-implementers. We are welcome for grants as implementers, and also sub-grantees, so that we can work together with you. You have seen we have social enterprises that can do with patient capital and impact investment, so that they can grow to the next level and be present in the market to provide a way for our smallholder farmers to access the innovations that we have been able to put together over the last many years. I am hopeful and I am optimistic that we are going to grow and go to the next level and become a beacon of hope, of sustainability in the continent of Africa. And to the Ministry of Agriculture, we know we align. We align in the bottom-up transformation agenda. We have aligned even before this agenda was crafted. And I think this is a good agenda which all African countries should adopt. We have seen that building people from the grassroots and alleviating poverty is the way to move people to the next level. I'll give you an example of bottom-up transformation from one of my home counties, which is Makueni, when farmers started growing fruits, just mango trees, because they grafted hybrid mango trees because they needed a way to have an income. And the government stepped in and supported the local farmers through a cooperative to set up a processing plant. And now Makueni is on the map, and farmers are no longer depending on food aid. In my mother tongue, we call it mwolio, where people would queue to be given a tin of maize and beans to eat for 1 or 2 days, and then after that, leave it to God. But now they have an income. They can harvest their mangoes, their citrus, their bananas, and have money in their pocket, and then buy food from the market and pay school fees and improve their livelihoods. So thank you so much for coming. We don't take this for granted. And I would also like to introduce my team, because I don't work alone. I have a very, very able, passionate, and exemplary team behind me. And I would like my heads of department to come to the front so that we can get to introduce them. And you get to see the faces behind South Africa. All staff members have a pin with our symbol, so please get in touch with them, talk to them. They understand this organization, the programs, and everything that we do, and engage with them to get more. And I had hoped by the end of the statement they would be in front. And I am certain that you notice that we are a What do you notice? Sorry? Yes. we are women. Women, it's a women leadership. The men are a minority, but overall, the men in the team are more still. So I'll start with George, who is leading our seed systems work, followed by, and he has a team. Where is the team, seeds to be team? Please stand. That is the team. It's a bit lean, but they do great work. Then followed by Faith, who is our head of agri-entrepreneurship, which is actually the heart of the organization because this is what the farmer-facing program. Where is the team? Please stand. They are the majority, scattered all over. They are in Nakuru, Nyandarua, Kericho, Bungoma, Busia. Then we have Mudhithi, who is doing our climate risk and risk work. She has a team. Yeah. And that's Sharon, who is the newest member of the team. Then we have Linda Akinyi, who is our finance manager. She keeps us on the straight and narrow, and it is straight and narrow. We have to comply. I keep telling the team that the voice of the finance manager is the voice of God. If she says no, there's only a 10% chance that I will be able to intervene. And then we have Harriet. Today I'm not able to recognize Harriet because she looks so fabulous. Harriet is our head of HR and compliance. Do you have a team? She's a one-woman show, but she's as hard as nuts. And then we have Steve Okeo, who is our head of monitoring, evaluation, and communication. Mathematician turned communication guru is behind all this. And do you have a team, Steve? Okay, we also have an operations team. Oh, sorry, I forgot to ask the finance and operations teams to stand up. Okay. Those who keep our books, procurement, logistics. We thank you so much. I would like also to observe our IT, to IT support. Andrew. We are about 27 in total. Harriet, is that so? Yes. We are about 27. We lost some. We said goodbye to our colleagues because of the USAID terminations, but we are resilient and we are strong. Right. Thank you so much for gracing this occasion. Asanteni sana.
Hivyo nishaelewa, sifa nitakupa zaidi, na siwezi jizuia kusema wako wema, sio kama najigamba.
We are hopefully expecting a dance from Lucy's team. But Lucy, we appreciate your leadership and also unwavering support that you actually give to your team. Please, let's appreciate Lucy and the entire team. Thank you very much for your leadership. And definitely, as you have rightfully said, South Africa will and is going to continue being a beacon to Africa. Just want to make a few mentions and acknowledgements of the organizations that are here. We have the presence of Carlo, we have Nyaban Enterprises, IFAD is also here, KM Duster Company Limited. Definitely South Africa is well represented here, Quad T, Eka Africa, Kene Agricultural and Livestock Organization. We also have the very presence of Eka Africa, Silverline Mashariki, Kaizen Topmark is also here, KM Associates, Anglican Development Organization. We also have a very good representation of Multi-Seed, TechnoServe is also here. KM Duster and Company Limited is also here, Site Savers. And also we have a good representation from Africa Risk Capacity, all right? And also we have KKCO. So thank you so much for your patronage. Please, let's appreciate our partners. As they rightfully say, that collaboration is definitely the true north, and we cannot be able to get where we are without your patronage and also unwavering support. Thank you, Lucy. Once again, we definitely believe in leadership, women leadership. Let me see, how many of us believe that women can and will lead exceptionally? I'm just trying to see the brothers who are in here, right, gradually raising their hands. Definitely, thank you very much, and we appreciate that. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we want to get into an opportunity where we can hear from our partners and also the program representatives. And even as we do that, I know as we continue with the program, for the ones who've just come in, if you can gradually maybe just get a cup of tea, we want to just do that without disrupting the program. And we want to do that as we proceed before we give an opportunity to our chief guests. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we want to start with the first speaker, who is a dynamic force empowering 250 smallholder farmers in Nakuru, and she's able to bridge the gap between certified potato seeds and also the thriving markets, proving that Africa's agricultural revolution is young, is bold, and is unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome on stage the founder of Crop Care Hub, Ruth Kabiru, as she comes forward to give us her remarks. Welcome, Ruth, and thank you for representing the youth very well. Karibu sana.
With all due respect, all protocols observed. Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning. My name is Ruth Kabiru, Ruth Njeri Kabiru. I hail from Nakuru County. I'm a farmer, specifically potatoes. I love potatoes so much. So this morning I'm so delighted to be here, and it gets me so emotional because whatever I'm doing right now is a dream come true, which wouldn't actually have been were it not for Sustainable Agriculture Foundation. What we do with farmers is we help them access inputs. In this case, specifically certified seeds, which is part of the inputs and other agro inputs. We also train farmers, and we help them access agro advisory. We help them access mechanization, you know, in the potato value chain. So my story is very brief. I remember I got to learn about potato certified seeds when I was very fresh from campus. That was in 2021. And I developed a desire to get into the venture, but I didn't know how to. And I remember one day I went for a farmer's exhibition in Joro in a place called Naiswit, and met one of the staffs here, Valerie. I don't know whether she's around. And as we were just having a chat, and somebody mentioned about the hub model, and I really got interested. So I would disturb Val with a lot of calls, and then Val would introduce me to Koech Reinhard. So when the PLP project came up, I became a hub, and we got started with, you know, helping potato farmers access markets. And then through that, South Africa did capacity build me through training via Caro and Kefis, where I got trained in seed production. And I remember that time at Caro, the team would tell us, you know, guys, you need to get started, but I didn't know how to. Little did I know that God had his plans. So South Africa did buy me an irrigation kit and 3,000 cuttings to get started with early generation materials, which are actually due harvesting in the next 2 weeks. And still these seasons,
Thank you. This season, I have managed also to plant 5 acres, in different generations. And anybody will tell you in agriculture that access to certified seeds in potatoes is a huge problem in this country. So the fact that we will train farmers and tell them, guys, you need to buy certified seeds and so that you can scale your production. I mean, we were looking to help farmers to maximize production through the little land they have. In Nakuru County, an average potato farmer produces 3 to 4 tons in an acre. And for them to scale up to around 8 to 9 tons, in which now they can make good money out of the venture, then they must access certified seeds, which were not there because the companies doing seeds in this country, they can't satisfy even 5% of the market. So there's still a huge market. And as a young woman, I remember I wasn't employed then, but then this is the venture that I was so passionate in. So when South Africa came in, for me, it became my destiny helper. So I might not be able to, to help each and every potato farmer across this country, but for the few farmers that I'm gonna help access the certified seeds, then I'm truly so much grateful. So this morning I'm so grateful for the team, Kina Koech, Manasseh, you guys know you've been so helpful to me. I'm not an agronomist. I did finance. I tell people I did finance, but a lot of people actually think, I'm an agronomist. I'm not. So, but this is what I'm doing, and I'm so grateful for South Africa, and God bless you so much.
Thank you for that, Ruth. We definitely appreciate the fantastic work that you're doing in Nakuru. I love when she was making a reference to the SAF team, she said, Destiny Helpers. And we love the fantastic work that you're doing and reaching out to the farmers. Thank you very much for that. And I equally love, you said you love potatoes. Where I come from in my community, we are well known for cooking everything with potatoes, so we also appreciate that. Please, let's appreciate Ruth one more time. We would love to come to the ground and see the amazing work that is happening there. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is the agri-visionary and also the founder of Solai Farmers Agri-Hub in Nakuru. And since 2018, his enterprise has empowered, get this, 12,800 smallholder farmers with quality inputs and training. Please, let's welcome Mr. Michael Wachira as he comes forward and tells us how he does what he does best. And as you say in Swahili, makofi tafadhali for Mr. Wachira. Welcome, fantastic work you're doing, karibu sana.
All protocols observed from Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock Development, ONGO represented, public sector, and my fellow smallholder farmers. Good morning. My name is Mike Wachira, a farmer, an agripreneur, and a network manager with the South Africa project within Nakuru County. As a network manager, I command a network of 12,800 registered smallholder farmers at the 30 farmer hubs within Nakuru County. I joined Syngenta Foundation East Africa in the year 2018 as a farmer hub and later graduated to a network manager position in 2020. As a network manager, I offer the last mile delivery to farmer hubs and the smallholder farmers like spraying services, advisory services, extension services, soil testing, leakage to market, crop insurance, and many others. My main objective is to make sure that our smallholder farmers have access to all agricultural solutions and enough to eat and sell. Asanteni.
Thank you for that, Mr. Wachira. Quite fascinating how you've been able to empower 12,800 smallholder farmers with the exceptional work that you are doing. From hearing from Mr. Wachira and also Ruth pushing for certified seeds, we totally appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Wachira, na tunashukuru sana ile kazi mzuri unafanya. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to go to our next speaker who brings 15 years plus of operational mastery across 3 continents. She's a visionary in the last mile agricultural delivery and has been powering climate resilience and also financial inclusion for smallholder farmers. She definitely brings vulnerability and resilience and making sure that we can be able to turn risk into rewards and the fields into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, she's the Chief Operations Officer of SAF-A Africa. Please help me appreciate Stella Kimani as she comes forward to give us her remarks. We are glad and honored to have you here, Stella, and welcome once again. Asante.
Hello. Hello. Give me some energy. Good morning. Awesome. So my name is Stella Kimani. I have the great honor of speaking here on behalf of SAF-A Africa. And SAF-A Africa is one of the legacy farms from Syngenta Foundation. We were actually incubated by Syngenta Foundation from 2009, but we formally registered in 2014. So last year we marked our 10 years anniversary. And it has been a journey. It has been a journey. The foundation invested critically and most instrumentally patient capital in SAF-A Africa. So to give you a feel of what SAF-A Africa does, we are designers, developers, distributors of agriculture insurance. So we do both crop and livestock insurance. Just last year, we insured over 1 million farmers, and over the years, we have insured 5 million plus farmers. We have offices in 5 countries: Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Zambia, and Nigeria. Recently added Zimbabwe, and we are operational in 17 countries. All this started at Syngenta Foundation. So we are forever indebted, we are grateful, and this goes to speak to the catalytic input that comes from Syngenta. And so now that it transitions into SAF-A, or sausage, or SUSAG. So as we transition, our desire and our wish is that you will continue investing catalytically in innovations that are going to transition smallholder farming. So that is the first legacy that comes out of Syngenta, now Sustainable Agriculture Foundation. The second legacy that comes from this very institution is the lady standing before you. I was once an employee here. I joined as a project assistant, moved along up until when I was leaving, I was with Wachira, who I have seen here. And it gives me great joy. Wachira randomly calls me to give me a life update that from the work we did, I have bought a car. I now don't use matatus. And this is extremely heartwarming. And this is the work and the spirit behind Sustainable Agriculture Foundation. So we celebrate you. It is a great honor to be here to partner with you along the way in agriculture insurance, in last mile distribution. We remain partners with you, and we wish you the very best, even as you scale. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Stella Kimani, COO at ACA Africa. The more I listen to the various speakers who are coming on stage, the more I'm asking myself the question, have I really started living? The number of lives that each and every one of you are transforming and touching is quite humbling and also exceptional. We definitely appreciate the fantastic work that you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker brings over 38 years of groundbreaking research in molecular plant pathology, crop value chains, and also horticulture. She's a maestro when it comes to seeds and seedlings, and she's now revolutionizing the fruit nut system, ensuring Kenya's farmers grow smarter and also more sustainable. She's the director of crop systems at Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, CALO. Ladies and gentlemen, help me appreciate with a warm round of applause Dr. Lusike Wasilwa as she comes forward to give us her remarks. Her science sows the seeds of food security guaranteed. And as we say in Swahili, makofi tafadhali, as she comes gracefully.
Sorry about that. Now I understand why people was wondering, who are these people talking about? Because I was waiting for the next young, cute lady to come up. They were building up to get the old senior citizen with a couple of teeth missing to come. But I'm here and I'm trying to remember my password. This, what are these things called? Senior moments, there are many. But since the other man saved us quite a bit of time, I'm hoping that I'll be able to use all that time. Now my password is incorrect. Just give me a second. This is not good at all. Can I get some help from somebody? I need help, ICT help. I heard there was somebody from ICT. Where is the art?
So don't be me far away. Mojo ya me lovers, sniff you like cocaine. Kulosa, be me trabaye. You're like they fit my shoe, oh my Cinderella. Unanani kwa miniku maya dole kitendo kinazungumza kwa satize. The way that you moving normally causing obey. I'm moving astray because of your way. I beg you give me one poster, that's in my coaster to redeem and days. Cause if I give you one shot, you go really want touch, you go really want pace. Lamborghini Land Cruiser, for Zumba, the way. I did turn up as Zeus, give you times two, you go steady confess. Say, take me away, away, away. Take me away, away, away. Take me away, away, away. Take me away, take me away.
All right, as we get it sorted out, I want just to take 1 minute and do a bit of a roaming mic. I will come to one table, put the microphone right in the middle, and you can tell us just one word about SAF. One word on how you can be able to describe SAF Africa. Let me start with this particular table of decision makers. And I can see everyone is avoiding eye contact with me. But I'll put the microphone right in the middle of the table. Anyone can go for it, all right? Just introduce yourself, where you're from, and that one word that describes SAF Africa.
Thank you. My name is Elias from Finance and Operations. So one word is
I'm
resilience.
ready now. Let me
Resilience.
just finish because this thing is going to go off. I'm so embarrassed. I've never felt so whatever. I was so ready. Then people kept coming to talk. So I'm so sorry. I'm a woman above 60, so you just bear with me. You can imagine the curse words that are going through my head right now. I was trained in the United States. But thank you for giving the opportunity for Carlo to come and say what we've done. What I'm going to begin by first saying, if it was not for South Africa, not South Africa, my teeth are missing in front here, South Africa, Carlo seed systems will be completely doomed. And that's a fact. And you can laugh. Doom, 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 doom. I was shocked gathering the information of what we're doing now and what we've done in the past and who has supported it. Maybe one thing we have behind us is none other than the one and only Dr. Songa, who never forgets where he came from. Thank you so much. But South Africa, through your advancing a legacy, this is the legacy of what you've done in Calro. And therefore, when you impact positively on Calro, then what you've done in Kenya, whatever you see in terms of yields increasing from 8 tons per hectare of potatoes now up to 14, that's a result of the technologies and the funding you accorded us to build infrastructure so that we're able to impact positively on Kenya. This is what you've done. And you've done that over and over. But I'll mention some of those value chains that you've really impacted positively on. Soybean. All the livestock farmers are looking for animal feeds. What has happened to soybean? From when Dr. Songa was an agriculture secretary, the Ministry of Agriculture had a big soybean project with Mr. PrideInn Westlands. Quite a bit happened then, but then again it crashed. And then during around 2015-16, our first lady got into the soybean. We were working with her. We did quite a bit with Njoro, but then again it never took off. But finally, South Africa came in, and now this is what we have. Varieties have been released, Ken Soy 10, Ken Soy 05. We have strengthened our early generation seed system. I usually call it eggs. We have registered several varieties for NPT or DUS, and also been able to participate in the Pan-African soybean variety trials. Thank you so much, because this is now what has now brought soybean up to the point that this year there's a lot of seed. Our seed manager is here. If you need soy seed, different varieties, come and see Calro. Thank you very much, South Africa. When you're looking at potato, potato is the second most important food security crop. What has South Africa done? Oh, then it was Syngenta. What you did is you helped us increase our breeder seed, and this is big. You helped us work very closely with the private sector. For the first time, we were able to get royalties for potato seed production, something none of us could ever believe, but I lived to see that in Calro. Thank you so much. You were able to strengthen the seed potato system by training certified seed entrepreneurs. Some of them, you have seen them standing here. And then we expanded our potato seed production by also increasing area under production under one of our centers in Oljoro Orok. So when you now come to the heart of seed production in Calro. That is the Calro seed unit. At Katumani, what has happened? There is where everything happened. In fact, I used to hate Katumani when I was the assistant director horticulture industrial crops. But when I became the director crops, I said, come here, Katumani, you're my baby. What South Africa has done is completely changed the way we package our seeds. They've built a seed sorting shed, and you saw that here today morning. Seed weighing balances, some what they call platform, not the platforms we used to wear in 1975, but a platform and installation of seed equipment. It is unbelievable. Now women don't work under the sun, but they work under the shade. Thank you very much for considering gender. The fact that now I understand why our gender was looked after, because there are so many gender positive people in South Africa. So we have to look after all our gender. In terms of infrastructure, you've done so much, and we're still begging, Dr. Songa, don't leave us. We still need more infrastructure. We're so mean and we're so greedy. Building a state-of-the-art hydroponic unit. You've refurbished our tissue culture unit. You have helped us in really upgrading the kind of equipment we use in terms of potato production and packaging. You've also contributed to building a simple thing like a fence around our Caldo seed that now allowed us to be able to attract even more private sector to come and work with us. And we thank you so much for that. When it comes to mechanization, I know I've mentioned a bit, but the issues of a motorized thresher, motorized sprayer, trolley sprayer, irrigation infrastructure, water tanks, we don't take this for granted, because without them, we will not be where we are, and I will not stand here and be proud to say, I am Calro. Thank you. You even have come in and supported workshops, supporting people to go to Ghana to present on what we do with you. You have even supported a workshop on groundnuts here in Calro, and groundnut now has started taking off just because of that support. But one I never forget is when you helped us develop a book called Nomenclature, so that we can understand how we name our varieties. Dr. Songa was upset with Calro naming varieties, hybrid 614, I don't know what, KH 600, whatever. So now, Dr. Songa, we have a teff variety called Lusike White, named after me, yours truly. Thank you so much for that one coming out, and thank you, South Africa, for that. So when it comes to intellectual property, because that's what it's all about, again, it was South Africa that strengthened, started building this thing in Calro. We built capacity of our scientists. You even helped us in developing our IP policy. These things are now all in place, and then you actually hired for us a legal person to help us in terms of the intellectual property. Thank you so much. Imagine, when the government didn't want us to hire, South Africa said, you're going to continue hiring. And we're so grateful. We've trained over 120 seed entrepreneurs. We've trained several scientists who have gone to different places and gotten different levels of certification. You have really helped us in terms of really strengthening the seed entrepreneurs, and some of them presented here. So we thank you so much, whereby you don't only impact on our seed systems, you don't only impact on our capacity, but you even pay for us to hire people to do certain work. And then you've also made us understand that we can get royalties for everything. So, Dr. Songa, I'm wondering, when will I get royalties for producing the first guava variety? I'm coming to see you on that one. So I'm going to stop there and say thank you, asante, merci beaucoup, my little French that I know, mwanyala, kiluya, I'm putting it all there to show how we're so, Degyo, according to the Kikuyu, we're so grateful to what you have done. Thank you. I know I spoke more than 5 minutes, and sorry for my walking around with a Jaluo gadget that I couldn't even operate.
Thank you for that, Dr. Wasilwa. Please, let's appreciate with a warm round of applause for your leadership. We thank you, and also for keeping track of the amazing things that South Africa has been able to do. Thank you also for being part of the legacy, and because also for setting the foundation stone in many things that you are doing. When I was listening to Dr. Lusike, I could just genuinely take that she was speaking from the heart, and we definitely appreciate you. As we usually say, hand on heart. Hand on our heart. We appreciate you. Please, one more round of applause for Dr. Lusike. All right, fantastic. Thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, now we want to give an opportunity and hear from our chief guests. And we'll start with our first chief guest. And definitely he is a man who is an architect of agricultural resilience, and he was able to steer the Syngenta Foundation from 2017 all the way to 2024. He's a man who's able to scale the solutions that empower farmers and also redefine sustainability. From the Swiss boardrooms to the African fields, his leadership bridges innovation and also impact, proving the global collaboration seeds and local prosperity, and his legacy is a harvest of hope. He is the Executive Director for the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation International Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome with a warm African welcome, Mr. Simon Winter as he comes forward. Glad and honored to have you here, and welcome once again.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks very much to Ag Secretary Manangu, to Dr. Songa, to Anambabu, and to all of you honored guests and friends and partners of South Africa. Thanks for joining us this morning, and those of you who are online as well. Hopefully we have some visitors even joining us from beyond Kenya's borders as we celebrate this launch. So it's been an interesting journey the last couple of years, as Lucy indicated in her remarks. I want to just point out that although Syngenta Foundation for Sustainable Agriculture is no more, we made sure to leave at least a couple of legacy products in addition to the people and the programs that continue. One of these can be found on the Syngenta.com website. You can still look up and Google Syngenta Foundation for Sustainable Agriculture, and you'll see a legacy book. I call this book our autobiography. It's about 80 pages of reminiscences, of stories about what happened to programs, people, partnerships in the past from Syngenta Foundation for Sustainable Agriculture. Worth taking a look. And secondly, we commissioned about 18 months ago a case study on Syngenta Foundation's efforts to scale innovations. And this was very central to our strategy. We wanted to see not just that we were able to develop improved potato seed varieties, for example, in partnership with Calro or other partners that we had within the CGR or other NARs internationally, but also that we could scale their adoption by smallholder farmers. And that scaling case study sits on the website for the Scaling Community of Practice. And again, I would encourage you to take a look. We learned a lot. We were doing a lot in progress, and that progress will now continue through SAF-Africa and our other legacy organizations. So, some of you may be thinking, why did Syngenta Foundation for Sustainable Agriculture close? And the simple story is one around where companies are going with their sustainability agendas. The board of Syngenta decided the company needed to do more sustainability work inside the business, and so they wanted to change the model of engagement with the foundation. We spent most of 2023 working through an effort to re-establish ourselves as a multi-stakeholder organization. Unfortunately, the markets turned down in agribusiness and food in the second half of 23 in particular. We missed the window. So in 2024, as you already heard, we then went into an evolutionary process. And the legacy, I think, is an unusual pathway for a corporate foundation. In fact, I'm not aware of any other example of a leading multinational corporate that spun out its foundation arms as independent nonprofits and as a network of independent nonprofits. And my hats are off really to our colleagues in the room here and also our colleagues in the other countries that have established legacy organizations to say actually what they're doing is worth fighting for and worth sticking around for and worth continuing to improve upon, because this is not something that one can take for granted. It's very easy to say, no, I'll just, take my package and go and find another job. But you guys haven't done that. You guys have stuck around. You guys have been tenacious. You've been very persistent. You've been resolute about wanting to continue to drive impact in your unique way. And my hats are off to you for that. And I would just ask everybody to give a round of applause to the team. So what is the nature of that uniqueness? Why is, one of our funders asked me when we were going through this process, why? Do we need another nonprofit or another network of nonprofits? Surely there are enough nonprofits working in agriculture and food systems. But there's very few that are working at the interface between innovation and adoption at scale. And just coming back to that point about the pathway to scale, in 2019, I think we were working with around 800,000 smallholder farmers across the different countries at Syngenta Foundation. And we set a bold ambition in our 2021 strategy to be working with 5 million smallholders by 2025. And I actually argued with the team a lot because there was a lot of conservatism in the team. That sounds too much. We can't aspire to that. We're not getting any increase in resources from the company. By 2023, we were over 3 million smallholder farmers. So a fourfold increase in 4 years. And I think we're well on track. And I think what we know of what's happened in 2024, I think if we look at the legacy, we probably won't be quite at 5 million by this year, but we'd probably be pretty close. So it's that uniqueness about being able to respond to those farmers' needs with innovations that can help them increase their productivity, increase their incomes, and increase their resilience that is at the heart of what SAF-Africa and its sibling organizations are doing, whether that's in the areas of seed commercialization, whether it's in the areas of innovations around soil health that could be helping with climate adaptation and resilience improvements, whether it's in the first and last mile business models that we've heard about from our Farmers Hub exemplaries who were speaking earlier. So when you are a corporate foundation, you have the advantages not only of being able to hire people not only from the open market, but also coming in from the company. And you have the advantages of that financial underpinning. As you shift and pivot from that to being a network of nonprofits, you lose the money, but you don't lose the people. And this spin-out process, I think, really, as I said already, goes down to strong local commitment from the local teams, strong local leadership, but also great partnerships. I think one of the hallmarks of South Africa in particular is we're not, although the USAID closure did hit us, particularly on the seed commercialization work, there's a very diverse set of collaborating partners, co-funders, and so on for our work, and therefore diversified projects, which really builds that team resilience and gives me a huge amount of optimism for the future. So, and it's not just here in Kenya. We also have spin-outs in Bangladesh. SAF-Africa is there. Sorry, SAF Bangladesh is there. In India, in Indonesia, we have YASI. In Nigeria, we have the Foundation for Sustainable Smallholder Solutions. In Senegal, we have Senad. And in Mali, we have Akad Mali. And what I've done in Switzerland in December was establish the Sustainable Agriculture Foundations International Association. That one I don't think suffers from any linguistic issues like SAF-Africa does. We just call it SFEA. So SFEA, for me, sounds like a beautiful woman, and I think it just reinforces the point about gender diversity and inclusion. But again, what is SFEA? So just a couple of quick words before I close. So we set up SFEA to be a support organization for these legacy non-profits that I mentioned. And so my bosses these days are Farhad Jamil, the head of SAF Bangladesh, and Lucy, they're on my board. And I am volunteering at the moment as we start to establish a resource base for SFEA in Switzerland. We're supporting in terms of fundraising and partnerships, in terms of knowledge sharing and access to technical supports, and hosting global programs. So Lucy made mention of the Global Agri-Entrepreneurship Academy. This is a partnership with the International Finance Corporation and with Corteva Agri-Science, and many, many others, where we're going to be bringing the best of our first and last mile business models, the IFCs, the Cortevas, and building an excellence center so that companies, for example, that want to extend their networks into underserved rural areas, or social enterprises that want to shift from having a field force to an entrepreneurial agent network, or governments that say they want to generate employment in underserved rural areas, can build off best practices and build their knowledge base from there upwards rather than reinventing the wheel, which unfortunately happens way too often. So the Global Agri-Entrepreneurship Academy is now being established as a new foundation under SFEA in Switzerland, and I would encourage those of you who are interested in potentially getting support from the Academy to contact me or contact Lucy, and we can put you in touch with the core team there. So the final thing I'll mention is the benefits of membership. So we set up SFEA as a membership organization. It's a non-profit, but it's open to new members non-profit. And we're in the early days. So you can come in on the ground floor, you can help to shape the organization, you can join this Global South network, which would encourage South-South technical cooperation, technology transfer, skills transfer, and so on. We can also build with you technology and knowledge partnerships across the food system, both within countries where you might be operating, but also across countries. And then finally, we already have, as I started out by saying, very proven approaches to how to bridge the gap between innovation and adoption at scale. We can share those models, and we can help you improve the way that you land those models. So I would encourage those of you who are interested in learning more about SFEA to be in touch, and again, just want you to put your hands together in celebration of our South Africa team, and it's really a privilege and an honor to be at this wonderful launch today. Thank you all for coming and joining us.
Thank you for that, Mr. Simon Winter, and also the leadership at SFEA. We definitely appreciate your steward leadership on the same. Thank you once again. I believe we have an open door policy just in case someone would want to come and approach you and get a little bit more of the learnings on the same. We also want to acknowledge our online audience. Thank you very much for your patronage and also for being with us so far. I just want to also make a comment. Mr. Wycliffe Kiplagat, I know he's an ex-staff at South Africa. We want to also appreciate your presence here. And his remark is, it's great to hear from Washira and Ruth, and that is a fantastic way on how they've been able to put an impact on the farmers at the center of it. So definitely to our online audience, we appreciate your presence and also thank you for your remarks. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, now we want to go to our keynote speaker and our chief guest. And ladies and gentlemen, he is a former director of plant protection and food safety, and he's been able to engineer Kenya's first national pest disease risk system. How about that? Safeguarding the crops and also from seed to harvest. Please, let's appreciate that fantastic milestone before we introduce him. Definitely, he's a man who is able to orchestrate the policies that transform the fields into fortress of resilience. He is a strategist that is rooted in food safety and sustainability, and he aligns the Kenyan farms with also global excellence. He is, ladies and gentlemen, the Agriculture Secretary at the State Department for Agriculture under the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome a steward of Kenya's food security and sustainability, Mr. Colin Marango, as he comes forward. Our chief guest, we are glad and honored to have you here. Welcome once again and thank you for your leadership. And as we say, makofi tafadhali.
Habari zenu. Winter. Habari yako. Thanks so much. I feel very, very proud standing in front of you. But before I go through whatever I want to say, I want to request Dr. Songa to stand up. The reason why I've told him to stand up, he was the first agriculture secretary, and I am the fourth. About 16 or 17 years ago, when I was very young, he discovered the potential in me, and he made me a district agricultural officer when I was very young. And in one of the meetings, he told me, if I continue with the work the way I'm doing it, one day I'll be an agriculture secretary. Dr. Songa, I still remember those words because they really, it was an encouragement. You may have your seat. What I want to share with you today, you have heard from my introduction that I have a strong background on plant protection. And for those of you who know Syngenta, the mother of Syngenta Foundation, they know the relationship with the plant protection. So me, I know it from, I can see Wachira trying to see me properly. Those of you who are aware of this country, when we were invaded by locusts, people used to talk about somebody who was moving up and down trying to manage that. It was no other person. I was the one who was able to declare Kenya free from locust. Hata makofi hakuna jameni. So as I stand here, I feel really honored to join all of you during this very, very important occasion as we launch the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation. I have heard so many names about it: sourcing, SAF, South Africa, suffering. But let me say that when you touch the heart of the grassroots people, there is no suffering. And I want to say this, that the reason why Syngenta Foundation and the SAF and the SFEA are able to continue growing is because they discovered that secret of touching the heart of the grassroots people. If you give a millionaire 10 million, you know you have not changed his sisters. He is still a millionaire. Are you getting the joke? You give a millionaire a million, you still be a what? A millionaire. But if you give somebody who has never touched 1,000, 1,000, that one will really change the life of that person. So when you go to the grassroots and touch those people who really need that transformation, they will never forget that, and they work with you. So as the ministry, we see this institution, South Africa, as a way to really promote our grassroots people, and we will ensure that as we think about the policies, because one of our things today is that we do a lot of consultation with the private sector. SAF, note that you are now one of our key stakeholders. Those of you who have gone through the transformation and the growth strategy of the ministry, you find that what this institution is doing is really assisting the government to achieve that goal of ensuring that the people at the bottom of the pillar become transformed or empowered to become better people moving forward. We are also happy to note that SAF, because of collaboration with other like-minded institutions like SFEA, they bring in a lot of experience and knowledge which can really improve the well-being of our people at the pyramid, and also as the leading core of empowering and also promising to catalyze for change, championing the regeneration of agriculture, and advocating for climate-smart innovations, and strengthening value chain across the continent, because they are not only locally here, they are cutting across. So that knowledge, when they bring it here to us as a country, we feel well and done to work with them. South Africa. Lucy said it loudly, that they are aligned to better. It's only that I don't want to say that maybe better was borrowed from you, but don't misquote me. Because what you are doing, the bottom of the pyramid, can I ask a question? in Kenya, what is the percentage of the people at the bottom of the pyramid? As per, we are approximately 60 million. How many of us are at the bottom of the pyramid? What percentage? Do you say it's talking of 90%? Eh? 60, 70? So we are all in agreement that the bottom of the pyramid is more than 50%. We are all in agreement. It is at approximately 60-65%. So if you touch that people, those people there, what are we saying? We are touching more than half of the population of this country. And what that means is that they will work with you. And that is why, to us, as we celebrate today, this is a very, very important institution we are launching today. And we are looking forward for seeing it grow into a bigger finance officer. You will be handling big figures. Eh? Why don't you say amen? Because according to the way you have aligned yourself, you are touching people. So many people will be there coming to work with you. So meaning that you'll have more resources, more people coming with you, and more and bigger project to transform the bottom of the pyramid communities. So, from where I sit, we really encourage you, as staff, to move forward. We will give you 100% support, and in case you need anything you think we can support, you can provide, walk over, you have my contacts, and I can take you wherever you want me to take you to ensure that this institution move on. As I conclude, I want to say this. Sustainable agriculture is not about food production. I want you to note that. We may say that we are talking of sustainable to continue with the production. That is not the issue. It is about food security, nutrition, climate action, job creation, and even economic resilience. So if you look at that, you find that SAF is not just any other institution. It is coming to transform this nation, this continent, and world at large. So we really encourage you to move forward. We all support you, and this one, when you serve the humanity, even God in heaven will not let you go without whatever we need. So, as we begin this journey now, my friend CEO Ruse, you know now, you are not talking about, you are thinking, now once you launch you want now to see action. We want now to run. So we are not just going there, we are going to move on, and I know millions of livelihoods will be transformed through the initiative of this wonderful institution we are launching today. I don't like preaching to the converted, because from the introduction, what I heard the MC say, I could be the person who has not interacted with SAF, so you know it so well. But I can tell you, I'm a fast learner. I may bypass some of you. So whatever you are holding at stake about this SAF, put your best foot forward. Otherwise, my sister, I may overtake you. Otherwise, I want to thank all of you for finding time to be here, and I want to encourage all of us to support this new baby you are launching today. And I can tell you, many, many families, many communities, many citizens will benefit from the initiative through this project. So with those many words, may God bless you as you now become of age.
Economic resilience and also job opportunities being created. Thank you very much for your leadership, Mr. Colin Marangu. Thank you for your remarks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to get into the unveiling, and thank you for your support. And on stage, we have our Secretariat Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Colin Marangu. I will now also invite Executive Director Lucy Kioko to come and join me on stage. I'd like to also invite member of the Board of Directors South Africa, Anne Mbabu, to come and join me on stage. Also on stage, I would like to call Mr. Simon Winter, if you'd be so kind as to join me on stage. Let's appreciate Simon Winter as he comes forward. And of course, our pioneer and pace setter, Dr. Wilson Songa, if you'd be so kind to come and join me on stage. Please, let's appreciate him with a warm round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, delegates on the floor, are we ready? No, I need to get a little bit of energy in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, captains of this particular industry, visionaries, are we ready? All right, fantastic. Let's go for it. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the historic rebrand and Launch of the Sustainable Agriculture Foundation. Delegates, if we can all be upstanding, and let's put our hands together for innovation, resilience, collective action, and the rebrand of Sustainable Agriculture Foundation Africa. Makofi tafadhali, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put our hands together. A warm round of applause for this. Together in this collaboration, and the legacy continues 40 years later. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. Makofi tafadhali, and let's appreciate this fantastic phenomenon. Thank you once again. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we celebrate this. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, fantastic. We'll ask our delegates, our executives to kindly come off the stage. As Lucy will be able to usher them to the other side of the hall. And the DJ continues with the music. We may have our seats, ladies and gentlemen, and we celebrate this fantastic legacy that continues 40 years later, being a beacon of hope to the farmers and also touching the very grassroots of this particular country and beyond. All right, this is a symbol of patronage and collaboration, making sure that we can symbolically cut the cake. Delegates, please, one more time, let's put our hands together and celebrate this fantastic occasion. I am a coffee tafadhali, warm round of applause. Yes. Put your hands together up like that. Let's clap it. Asante sana. Put it together. Nice. As our executives have their seats. Congratulations. The new name, the new brand is here, and we are ever so proud to be associated. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say by a show of hands, how many of us are proud, or so proud, to be associated with South Africa? Lucy's putting both hands in the air. I'll also put, thank you so much, Mr. Marango. We want to create a wave that goes beyond this particular room. We want to take it all across the region. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if we can all be on our feet, let us all stand. Great. Simon Winter, there's a genre called Lingala. And for Lingala, the ones who have a large frame like mine are the ones who have a soprano. And the ones who are small frame and a bit shorter, they're the ones who have the bass. And we call it music without breaking a sweat. In Swahili, we say muziki bila jasho. All right? So what I want you to do, I want you just to look to the side like this and the side. You can look at your shoe and admire your shoe as you admire the person standing next to you. Back to the shoe, just on the side, on the side, on the side. Let me see you do it. To the side, to the side, to the side, to the side. Because we are appreciating each other, isn't it? Now put your hands together like this. And then we turn to that side and we tap our foot like this, that side. And then the other side, we tap our foot like that. Clap down once. And push it forward. Clap down again. Forward. That is the South Africa launch. As we said earlier, that this is best done with music, 100%. Madam Director got it. DJ, give us that song. Otimbi. Right. To the side. To the side. To the side, it's a celebration, South Africa. This side, nice, that side. To the other side, nice. Give me the South Africa wave. Pump it. Give me that wave again. Nice. Side, let's go. Nice. The other side. I hope our online viewers are with us. Give me the wave. Nice. Give me that wave again. Nice. Just push it forward. Push it forward. Just go low a little bit. And then take it round. To To Africa and beyond. To Africa and beyond. Right. Give me to the side. 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 To the side. Side. Give me the South Africa wave. Give me that wave. Nice. Hands over here, this side. The other side. All right, give me the South Africa wave. That is quite the large team.
Cause I know that you got me where you got me. You got me where you got me, Papa.
For the ones who had a calling, for the ones who had a calling to join basketball but decided to join South Africa, those are the ones who will be at the very back. Right. Okay. The media team will just make sure that you can be able to capture that. Once you've captured that, you'll be able to give me a thumbs up. And at the count of 3, I'd like you to say South Africa, and with the largest smile that you have in the room. In 3, 2, 1, South Africa. Hold the smiles, hold the smiles. All right, media team, once you have it, let me know. Okay, fantastic. South Africa team, do not go. I need the second set of photo will be with South Africa team. Some of you come and join me here at the back. Some can remain on stage. And then I will call our executives for today to be able to come and join me at the very front. Lucy will come down, joined with our board director, Anne will come and join us. Mr. Colin Marango will come and join us. Simon Winter, Dr. Songa. Just for the optics temporarily. Oh, there is one more that is missing. Right. Great. Team, do we? Some can come down here? Okay. Siangukie, Dr. Songa. Come closer, come closer. All right, fantastic. The count of 3, we shall say collaboration with lovely smiles, but don't look at me, you'll look at the media person. Are we good to go? All right, at the count of 3, we'll say collaboration. In 3, 2, 1, collaboration. Keep the smiles in there. Keep the smiles in there. All right, fantastic. Let's take one more. Once again, we shall say South Africa at the count of 3. In 3, 2, 1, South Africa. Please, everyone remain there. Now let's see if we can have everyone come and join in. Let us come and join in. Come and join in. We'll ask our VVIPs if you can just be able to rise up from your seat, take a step forward so that we can move the seats to the front. Everyone in there, everyone in there. Everyone in there. The power and the beauty of collaboration. Great.
Kutoka alo nilikutana naye Kilimani, Nairobi 2015, kibaridi cha asubuhi, kijua fani sio kikali saa 5. Nairobi 2015, nikamchagua yeye katikati ya wenzake watano. Nikamuomba kaniomba namba, moyoni Mungu nikampa moja. She's my number moja. Nikamuomba kaniomba namba, moyoni wangu nikampa moja.
All right.
Now she's my number.
The count of 3, we will say legacy and hold that smile. 3, 2, 1. Nice. For the rest of us, put your hands together like this. See, for the executives can still remain like that. Let's put our hands together. That is collaboration. At the count of 3, we shall say collaboration together. In 3, 2, 1. The very last photo, I want you to have, it's an informal photo, all right? So you'll have a conversation with the person standing next to you, shake their hand, compliment them on how they're looking, all right? Ask them if they received your email. Are they going to have lunch with you? Are you going to be seated next to them? All right, fantastic. Hold it there. Due to public demand, if I can have your attention, due to public demand, the very last photo. At the count of 3, we shall say South Africa and throw up our hands in the air. In 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. All right, one more time. At the count of 3, throw up your hands and hold it there. In 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations, South Africa. We want to have our seats so that we can be able to, one more. All right, let's have our seats. Let's have our seats, ladies and gentlemen, so that I can give you a bit of guidance. The media team will help me just to arrange the VVIP's table. Let's have our seats briefly. All right. right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have our seats. Let's have our seats. Great. I'd like to call back Mr. George Njuguna just to make also one final acknowledgement. Mr. George Njuguna, please, if you can be so kind as to come on stage, and let's appreciate him with a warm round of applause as he comes forward.
Thank you. I'd also like to appreciate two people. One, Bwana Titus, all the way from Samburu. Asante sana kwa kuja. Ashe Oleng. And also the team from Britam for sponsoring us with the cake. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
As he has mentioned, thank you, Britain, for sponsoring for our partners, for your patronage. We've come to the tail end, ladies and gentlemen. We shall be able to serve lunch at 12:45, which is going to be in the adjacent room. We want to take this fantastic opportunity for us to talk, network, get as many learnings as possible, have an engagement, and in the next 30 minutes or so, we'll be able to usher you to the next hall where we can be able to continue our conversations. I have been informed that there's a 360 booth that is here for those who want to take the photos and experience the 360 booth. You can be able to come and feel free to do that. I know it is well popular with Ruth and the other Gen Zs, and a few millennials also love it, all right? So you're welcome to do that. Thank you once again, and congratulations, South Africa. Let's continue with the networking. Asante sana. Great. Let's use the opportunity to converge and network. All right. For those who hadn't registered, we had a giveaway package, and then we shall transition for lunch. Asante sana.
Are you down to swinging it with me? Or could you be blinded by all this ice you see? I'm willing to give you all this love I got. But no relationships involved. Gotta keep it strictly physical. All in love.
I'm informed that we have some fruits at the back of the hall for those who
See,